Payback 2020 is done and dusted. It's in the books. Personally, I thought for the show it was fine. Like, going in, we didn't expect a lot. If you're expecting a lot, I don't know what you were thinking, because as we know, this show had 1 week build after SummerSlam, so it was never going to be some blow-away, amazing show. It's basically there just to give more content, or as Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez say, to counter-program All Out or something. But anyway, this show, the big talking point, you've probably seen it all over the YWC tonight. Roman Reigns is now the Universal Champion once again. The whole thing they did with this was interesting. The way they did it was essentially The Fiend and Braun Strowman beating the crap out of each other for like 10 odd minutes. They beat each other up for a while, and Reigns just kind of came in and won. So yeah, he won wearing the shirt, as you can see. Essentially just Reigns putting in no effort and winning the match. So a bit of a heel tactic there. A lot of people on social media are trying to create commotion and be like, oh my god, The Fiend was buried, man. The Fiend's buried once again. The Fiend is done. Like, okay, if you're going to act as if tonight and what they did in this triple threat match was anywhere near as bad as the Saudi Arabia disaster with Goldberg, if you're going to try and act as if what they did tonight and having The Fiend lose the way they did was nearly as bad as that, then just, can you please stop being a wrestling fan? Like, if you're going to try and just drum up a commotion about absolutely anything, like, yes, they booked themselves into a corner with this match. Obviously, The Fiend winning the title last Sunday, and then having Reigns win it here, it's never an ideal situation, but The Fiend's not absolutely buried. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt himself, was buried in 2014 by Cena, okay? It's just, I wanted to address this, because the whole commotion with The Fiend's gang, it annoys me a little bit. Yes, The Fiend should probably be champion, but he's going to have a main event program with Roman Reigns for the next, 2 months. The Fiend is fine for now. So, anyway, that was the main event. I liked it. I liked the main event. I think it was good, it was easy to watch, and it did what it needed to do. So, that's the main event. As for Keith Lee and Randy Orton, I thought this was good. It was essentially Keith Lee squashing Randy Orton, which I found a bit startling, because this is Randy Orton. This is the guy who beat Edge in the greatest wrestling match ever. This is the Randy Orton, the one who, despite the fact that he's hardly a draw, is the one who they're pushing as like the top heel on Raw. So it was interesting to see Keith Lee squash him. I'm personally a fan of it, but I'm intrigued to see where they go from here, because Keith Lee did squash Randy Orton. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. I mean, if we're being honest, Keith Lee squashed Randy Orton. Where they go from here on Raw, I don't know. That waits to be seen. So I'm interested to see what they do there. As for this, the whole Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Bayley and Sasha Banks for the Women's Tag Team Championships. The only thing to really mention about this is the ending, because the match itself was whatever. The match itself, you don't really need to watch, but this ending and what they did with Shayna Baszler and Sasha Banks and Bayley. So she locks in the double Kirifuda, and we have Bayley tap out, but not Sasha. So what they're doing is Bayley costs Sasha Banks the only championship she had left. It's pretty smart storytelling. I mean, I'll be honest, what they've been doing lately with Bayley taking more shots at Sasha, you can tell you can just see the frustration now, because they've been boiling up the frustration for months, and now it's really damn obvious that Sasha's frustrated with Bayley. So I really like what they're doing there. I think it has plenty of potential. Shayna and Nia as tag team champions is weird, but it's the tag team titles for the women. There's no challenges. Like the Iconics and Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan had a match on the kickoff show. Okay, those are the other tag teams they have. So that was that. As for this, I like what they did here with the US title. They opened with this. We had Bobby Lashley defeating Apollo Crews. Now, this match, I really liked how they used a bunch of opportunities here to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman for, the Black Panther actor who, tragically passed away of, whatnot. So, yeah, it sucks to see Chadwick die the age he did. I'm not going to get fully into that, but yeah, it's rough to see that happen at all. In the end, here, Lashley wins the US title. So, cool to see Lashley win. I predicted this. Happy it's happening. Apollo Crews, he had a whatever kind of reign. He was off TV for half of it because of COVID. So, I mean, that was that. And then the rest of the show, we had Matt Riddle beat Baron Corbin in like an 11-minute match. Just dull. And then we had Big E beat Sheamus. So that was the rest of the show. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. This show was about 7 matches long. Yeah, 7 matches. I think I've covered everything. Oh, yeah, and we had a Dominic and Rey Mysterio defeat Seth Rollins and Murphy. And afterwards, they teased dissension between Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. So potentially they're doing a split with Rollins and Murphy, which, when I'm thinking about it, they're splitting up, like, a lot of the tag teams in WWE. Like, they're splitting up Cesaro and Nakamura by the looks of things. They're splitting up Sasha and Bayley, obviously. Looks like they're going to be splitting up Rollins and Murphy as well. So they're splitting them up. They're splitting up the New Day. Like, there's a lot of tag teams being split up at the moment. So, be interesting to see where they're going to bring tag teams from, because NXT is no tag teams. I don't know. The tag team division doesn't really mean much in this company anyway, so not that big a deal. But yeah, basically, the main thing on this Payback 2020 show, Roman Reigns won the Universal Championship in a very heel manner. He won the title, but didn't really deserve to, because he came in the match with a steel chair at the end with Heyman, as if he was like cashing in Money in the Bank almost. That was kind of how they were playing it off. So yeah, Reigns is now the champion. I'm thinking, like, as far as Otis, like, Mr. Money in the Bank, how's he going to factor into this? Are you going to have Otis try and cash in on Roman Reigns, and Reigns just destroys him? That's what I think they're going to do. I don't know. Payback 2020, overall, if you didn't see it, go and watch the main event, I'd say, and you can watch Keith Lee vs. Randy Orton. The rest of this, you don't really need to watch. It's just kind of a filler show. It did what it needed to do. It progressed storylines. It progressed Sasha Banks and Bayley. It did a good job at that. It progressed Roman Reigns as a heel, and we're going to get Roman Reigns versus The Fiend for the next couple pay-per-views. That should be good. And then they're starting the beef with Seth Rollins and Murphy, I guess, and now Lashley's the champion. So that was been Payback. I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and sub. Hopefully this review's been a bit more captivating. I don't know. Whatever. Like, comment, sub. He's on the drill. See ya.